Captain Midnight.
So, there's been a lot of reactions to the recent Avengers Doomsday teasers since they started releasing in front of Avatar 3. The general consensus seems to be that the first one, featuring the return of Steve Rogers, was underwhelming, but they improved from there, with the X-Men one seeming to gain a lot of goodwill. And I don't know, man, I am still so skeptical of this movie, and I don't think these teasers did much to change that, despite the fact that I was pretty positive about the last two MCU movies. I wanted to dig into this today and talk about why I'm having a hard time getting excited for this next Avengers. What feels so off here to me, and why that X-Men teaser especially really worries me. I do think there's something worth discussing here. If you like this video and find yourself watching my stuff often, now could be the time to subscribe. Either way, thank you for watching.
As future Emperor of the world, I require a castle befitting my station.
So here's the thing, and you can agree or disagree with this, I could definitely see both sides of it. I feel like Avengers Doomsday is being marketed like Marvel is on top of the world, when this is probably their lowest point since the start of the MCU. Captain America Brave New World was a fiasco, underperforming kind of modestly at the box office, and being a disaster of a movie. Thunderbolts was solid, but did pretty poorly at the box office. Then Fantastic Four, which was expected to do much better, also had a rough go of it, and is apparently underperforming on streaming as well. Marvel really took their lumps in 2025, deserved or not. But the marketing of Doomsday so far doesn't feel like a studio that knows they need to pull out all the stops and put up or shut up this time around. It feels like they believe they can just hit the nostalgia button as hard as they want, and otherwise pretend like it's still 2019. The first teaser featured Steve Rogers and his new baby. Honestly, this felt a little tone deaf. They wanted to set up some real "he's back" excitement for this. And if this had come out in 2022 or something, I think it probably would have played better. But this is not 2022, and this is not a franchise that should be angling to be mysterious and self-important right now. The way this is framed, like we're gonna be in sheer awe that Chris Evans came back, and that's all we need to get excited, is just not where Marvel is at these days. Give us the angle, show us something worth getting excited about. Why is this shot like a Super Bowl car commercial declaring that Ford is serious about American industry again? I don't know, I just didn't think this was nearly enough. I know it was just a teaser, but this is in front of Avatar 3's opening weekend. Like, this is Disney's best chance to get the movie in front of people and get some of that audience buy-in back. I don't think this teaser does that. It's just not enough. And I know the teaser didn't call him Captain America, but man, it really feels like they're giving up on Sam Wilson. They tossed him in a Disney Plus show when Marvel was making way too many of those, something even they admit now. And then he had a starring vehicle, which turned out to be one of the worst MCU movies ever. Steve's ending in Endgame felt so built up, so deliberate, with that passing of the torch clearly planned for a long time. They can add as much pomp and circumstance to this as they want, but it still feels like them waving the white flag, trying to steady themselves with a character that's worked in the past, disregarding the great ending he already had. And I get it, Marvel is in a tough position. Like, let's not also forget that the Russo brothers are coming off of one of the worst movies of 2025. This is a time to put your best foot forward, not create a teaser that mostly appeals to fans. Now, the Thor teaser is a little more interesting in tone, if not in substance. I think what they set out to do here is obvious. Make it clear that the Thor of Doomsday is putting the Taika Waititi days behind him. Love and Thunder was rough. All the goodwill that he had from Ragnarok and that style of Thor seemed to dissipate pretty instantly. So again, they're trying to steady the ship here. Take the ending of Love and Thunder, which was a huge change for the character, and move forward with it with a new tone that is far less light and jokey. I think this can be done, but it still feels like Marvel kind of grasping desperately as they try to move the clock back 5 or 10 years. Maybe they can pull it off. I mean, maybe they'll go even harder on this more serious tone than they ever did with Thor back then. I mean, it's not like the Dark World took itself all that seriously either, so I guess we'll see. Despite everything, I like Hemsworth's Thor a lot, and I want to be hopeful that they can write things with him, especially since, unlike Steve, they're not undoing a very well executed ending to do so. Then there's the third teaser, the X-Men one, without which I don't think I would have weighed in on this. 9 or 10 months ago, I made a video about how worried I was about the Fox X-Men's presence in this movie. That it made the cast too big, too bloated, and just felt unnecessary after how many perfectly good send-offs this crew has had. And this teaser, let's just say it didn't make me less concerned. Look, I love Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen. It's hard to make me too upset over seeing either one of those guys, unless you're making Picard Season 2. But come on, they got the rights to X-Men 7 years ago. I should know because I made another ancient video all excited about what their take on the team would be back then. If you had told me back then that in 2026, we would be talking about yet another Fox X-Men appearance with a new X-team still on the distant horizon, I wouldn't have believed you. This 2000 cast was good. I mostly like these movies. The first film was flawed with great elements, X2 is fantastic, Days of Future Past, Logan, I like this stuff. But I never need to see this cast again. The world of the X-Men is vast. Spider-Man is my guy, but X-Men is the single richest tapestry that American superhero comics have ever created, period. And while the 2000 cast has its highlights, I think it's fair to say that it's just far too limiting to tap into all that potential. They moved past them in 2011, and here we are again, still with this cast over 25 years later. I do not need to say goodbye to them. We've seen that fairly well executed 3 times already, at least. And in a movie with such a massive cast, almost all of them on incredibly shaky ground going into this thing, I really can't believe they're trying to say farewell to them once again. No hate towards the cast, like I get taking another giant Disney check for a movie on this scale, but just creatively, what are we doing here? The teasers wrapped up with a Wakanda Fantastic Four-centric one, and I really have nothing too negative to say about this. The Wakanda side of the MCU has never fully recovered from the loss of Chadwick Boseman. I think that's a fair statement. Wakanda Forever is probably the worst Ryan Coogler movie, but I think he delivered what he could under a tough circumstance, and there's still a lot of characters in that corner of the MCU that I really enjoy. And the Fantastic Four appearance here is a fun one. Obviously, Black Panther first appeared in their comic, and it's one of the oldest connections in the history of the Marvel Universe. Despite having a lot of negative things to say about the MCU right now, I liked that Fantastic Four cast, and I like this Ben Grimm especially. I understand that with its muted reception, it might not have been smart to front-load the promotion of Doomsday with these guys, but I am more excited to see them again than I am about yet another Fox X-Men remix. Then of course, there's the elephant in the room missing from all these teasers, Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom. I think it would have been smart to have him right up front, devote the first teaser to him, especially now when Marvel needs to work a lot harder to get people back on board. But I'm sure they want to save him for maybe a Super Bowl trailer or something. I'd be shocked if they managed to hold off until it opens, but I guess we'll see. Nothing has really changed on the RDJ front. I still think the choice to cast him as Doom is a completely bizarre one, and I would have more faith that this was a so crazy it just might work situation if this wasn't a clear, scrambled desperation move after the Kang Dynasty fiasco. But I love Dr. Doom, I've loved many RDJ performances, I want this to work. I guess we'll see. So overall, yeah, these teasers didn't fill me with a lot of confidence for Doomsday. They feel like they're made by a studio completely confident that people are still interested in digging into the nostalgia of the past, but are a little afraid of what they have going on now, because it hasn't worked out too well for them. I'll make a prediction here, and if this ages horribly, fair enough. I think that after these movies, we're going to settle into a superhero movie rhythm where the big guys can still have successful franchises, your Spider-Mans and Batmans, but the heyday of them being able to launch new movie franchises and blow them up to Guardians of the Galaxy levels are just behind us now. Hopefully I'm wrong, hopefully Doomsday blows us all away and this video comes off as way overly cynical in the future, but I really think that's where we are. But what did you think? Did you like these teasers? Are you excited about seeing the Fox X-Men again? Frustrated that we didn't see Dr. Doom? I'll be reading it all down below. Like many of you, I'm sure, there's some things I'd really like to accomplish in 2026. One of those is to learn Python. Coding has always been a little bit beyond me, even though I've spent a lot of time flirting with it and learning around the margins. Thankfully, Brilliant is there for me with their Thinking in Python course. They've got me covered on everything from variables to advanced loops, all presented in such a beginner-friendly and comprehensible way. They've been a longtime sponsor for a reason, because I can't recommend Brilliant enough. It's an interactive learning app built around hands-on problem solving. Instead of just watching lectures, you dive in, test ideas, and see concepts click. This active approach is proven to be 6 times more effective than just watching videos, allowing you to get ultra personalized with how you want to approach it. Learning something every single day is so important to growth, and Brilliant makes it easy to stay consistent with interesting lessons, progress tracking, and expert-created courses from places like Stanford, MIT, and Google. You can learn anytime, anywhere, right from your phone or computer. And it's been amazing to see them continue to get better and better as time goes on. To learn for free on Brilliant for a full 30 days, go to brilliant.org/midnight, scan the QR code on screen, or click the link down in the description. Brilliant's also given CAP viewers 20% off an annual premium subscription, which gives you unlimited early access to everything on Brilliant. That's brilliant.org/midnight.
Here's a special tip for the fellas and girls who have not already joined Captain Midnight's new 1940 Flight Patrol. You'd better hurry up and join at once, because there's a big adventure ahead. The thing to do now is to get started, because we're going to have not only barrels of fun, but loads of free gifts and prizes too.